Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to welcome all of these wonderful graduating high school seniors, and I'll introduce you in just a minute. I just want to thank all of our viewers for uh, listening in on our sacred conversation this week, which will be posted, should be posted by Wednesday night. As you know, since the pandemic began, we've had a series of sacred conversations with wonderful wisdom keepers in our community and communities around the world, actually. And I'm honored to be hosting our sacred conversation this week with some of my favorite people who happen to be graduating this year from high school. So let me introduce each of them, and then hopefully we'll get into some conversation and have a chance to hear what it's been like living out your senior year from home. And also learn a little bit about what your hopes and dreams are for the future. You are among our wisdom keepers as well, with as emerging leaders in our world. So I'm so glad to be able to have this time set aside. Thank you for making the time for meeting with me today. I want to introduce Kamber and Darin Hamon, who are dear friends of our church and both graduating this year from Old Lyme High School. So welcome to the both of you.
Thank you.
And Liliana Johnson is a senior at Waterford High School and wonderful co-teacher in our Sunday school program, and we're so glad that you could make it, Liliana, even though I know you have a chemistry final due tonight by midnight. Is that right?
Research paper.
Research paper. Okay. Not sure we'll be able to help you with that, but thank you for making the time for us. And then Mariame, Kazadi, thank you so much for being with us today as a high schooler, graduating high school student at Old Lyme High School as well, and a dear neighbor of ours in my neck of the woods in Old Lyme. So I thought we could begin by just asking each of you and all of you what it has been like living out your senior year at home, from home. What have your days been like? How has it been?
It's kind of been lazy because you're not waking up early and you're not starting the school, you're not getting ready for the school. So it's been kind of lazy, but it's good. It's fine. Yeah. It's hard kind of because we it's some classes are kind of hard if you are not in the school. But when you email the teachers, they will help you. So it's been good.
Okay. How about for you, Kamber?
Well, it's been obviously it was like as expected, like to just stay home and finish your senior year. You couldn't even possibly think of it, but it has been well. It has been good. We're doing our work regularly, like waking up at 7. I do wake up at 7 8 a.m. and finish my work, get over with it, and then chill, go outside a little bit, and it's been good.
So you make your own schedule.
Exactly.
I have a feeling you get up earlier than your sister. Is that true?
Yes, I do.
And what about for you, Liliana?
Well, it would be a lie to say it's easy because it's not. for me, at Waterford, I think it's been harder than if you were in school. But I guess it's nice to know that even though it may seem harder on the student side, it's also been an adjustment for the teachers. So we're all helping each other. And the teachers, just as we go to them for help, are asking the students for what we need from them. And yeah, I mean, I kind of miss having a regular schedule of classes because normally I would have each of my classes every other day a week, but now I only have once. Like for math, I only have math once a week, likewise for every other class. And of course, just being in the classroom environment, getting to be in the classroom with your friends and having a class with the teacher in front of the classroom is kind of, I miss that, I guess. And it's become a lot more of self-teaching, I guess. I don't know if that's the same
Yeah.
for the rest of you, but it's not quite the same when you're teaching yourself everything. And yeah, so it's not been easy, but it's been a change for all of us, and we're almost done. So
You're almost done, right?
yeah, so
Right.
basically,
But it's a lot of self-teaching, as you said, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. I agree with that point. Like, when you have like one question, you have to like search on internet or like email a teacher, and like it's hard work like to only find one solution for your question. While if you were in school, you can just like ask the teacher and she'll answer you, and that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot simpler. And
Mm-hmm.
what about Mariam? What have you found?
Um, it's not easy. Most of it is like lack of motivation, and like the environment is not helping because like staying home, it's not really helping. Like I miss having like a schedule, which is like hard for me to do at home. Like having like a structured life where like you wake up, you do what you have to do, then you go to school, then you come back home. I think at home is more vague. Yeah. So it's kind of like hard. But like it's not really just also like the same as Liliana says, it's also hard for the teachers. So it's just good like we're trying to help each other, and it's also no one's fault. So we're just kind of like trying to lift each other up because like
Mm,
there's no one to blame for this. So yeah.
mm, yeah, yeah. And you're also managing, you've got other siblings who are on trying to do their work at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. That's like the thing also. Also we have to like have we have our college stuff to take care of, our school stuff to take care of, and then we also have like our home duties to take care of, and also there's also distraction. Also, it's just like yeah, we're trying like to balance everything. Like in school, like we only have like one focus where like we just focus on just being in school and studying and being in the class. Like at home is just different because we have like everybody, if the other person is listening to music, the other one is talking, the other one is doing this, and just like
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
trying and the other
Yeah.
one is shouting like my house. I'm just saying basically to my house, it's kind of chaotic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think you should all get bonus points for all the background noise that you have to put up with other siblings, you
Yeah.
know. Um, so what um, what do you think, are there any lessons that are coming out of this for you? Or any insights about yourself or your family or the world that has struck you during this time?
Well, for me, I think like I realized that I am much happier outside. I'm
Oh,
much happier when I'm like in a school desk. I'm much happier when I'm like doing work and stuff. This is like this is a realization that came to me like after a week of like being at home and studying, and it's just has struck me since then, and like I j- I can't like especially that we can't do anything to like we can't fix it. We can't just like ignore what's happening, but
Good
we
point.
have to deal with it.
Yeah, good point. And everyone's dealing with the same challenge.
Exactly. This is the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like honestly, I know some people who actually likes this time, and like actually said to me that we're happy staying home, and I'd rather to like not go to school and just like stay home. And
So do you have any friends that are saying that?
yes, I had two friends
Oh,
saying that.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
You're shaking your head, Darin.
yeah, it's kind of it's not easy for like staying home or like don't go to school. You know, this is our last year for like going to school, like graduating from the high school. So I was planning a lot of stuff for my senior year, and it didn't happen. So it's kind of like sad, missing all those kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And so let's talk about some of the stuff that you're missing.
Uh, we have like a senior night, like a senior trip. I don't know, prom, yeah,
Um,
of course, and yeah, but just hanging with the friends, you know, it's kind of been hard. Yeah,
yeah, that's a lot of losses.
I know.
That's a lot of losses. And then I know that you and Mariame are in show choir, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And what happens with all of those performances?
Actually, we performed like twice, and we stopped because of the corona. But it's been really good. Like we were good at the dancing and stuff like that.
Are you able to do any of that online? I mean, have
No, we
you?
can't.
Okay,
Well, we have a meeting, but no, we can't do that.
okay, okay. Wow. And I'm going to just interrupt for a minute. I think Haley Stevens is on the line. Haley, are you there? You're welcome to turn on your video and join us at any point. Would love to see you. So have any of how have you been able to hang with your friends, or have you been able to get together at all, or what's it been like?
We just text or FaceTime
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah. And for you,
Yeah.
Liliana?
For me,
Yeah.
oh, well, I guess I'll diverge a little since it connects slightly.
Yes.
Same, I text and I FaceTime a few times. I know there's been a couple times where we've had class and the teacher ends class, but you let us stay behind and chat. But then for me, I also do ballet.
Yes.
So connecting with those people, it's not so more sitting like on a call and talking with them. We've been having virtual classes. So even though we're not in the room with them dancing, we're still dancing with them at the same time with our teacher on the call giving class. So I guess that's one way.
Wow. So you, I know that you practice and perform at the Eastern School of Ballet.
Eastern Connecticut Ballet, yeah.
So all of those things have been shifted online.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah.
I mean, that's something.
Well,
Yeah.
our spring show was canceled, but that was a bit of a bummer since I've been dancing for 15 years and this would have been my last time performing and I didn't get to perform my last show, but
Oh,
fine.
that's a lot to let go of.
Yeah. But we got to perform on Nutcracker, which is our biggest show of the year, and that was a good show. We had some great guest artists come dance with us, and I think that was a nice way to end my career as dancing.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very mature. Yeah. Um, and do you see yourself dancing in your future?
I've thought about it on and off, but I too, I think Kamber and Mariame said they're going to UConn, so I'm going there as well. And
Oh, congratulations.
and I guess earlier this year, there was a student who founded a ballet company for students who want to continue dancing ballet at UConn, but not necessarily like full time. So I might look into that possibly, but it would just be like one class a week, nothing like what I do now, but
Right,
yeah.
right. Because you're hours a day, every day,
Days a week.
6 days a week for 15 years, right? That's
Oh.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, well, you brought up college, and before we get there, I just wanted to ask, what are the plans for graduation with each of your schools?
I
haven't heard.
just received the email from. I mean, I read the email on Saturday from the superintendent, where he said that after talking to the parents, and they decided to have a drive-through graduation. It was like kind of a bummer because I've been saying that I would rather wait than having like any other sort of graduation than the usual graduation, because like imagine just like studying for like 12-15 years and having like a drive-through graduation, which is no one's fault, but I felt like it would have been like good if you were at least patient than just like rushing things through. Personally, just like I felt like it was really like a good idea, but like so other students' parents, just like the majority of parents decided it was a good idea to having a drive-through graduation. So yeah,
So, how's that going to work?
it's basically like just I think from what I've been seeing other drive-through graduation from other school, it's gonna be like being in a car and just like I think just like the way we're going to take food, like the other parents taking food in
Okay.
school, just like being in the car and
Having your
grabbing your-
graduation
yeah.
cap and gown on?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
Okay. And is
But
there a
then,
date?
like I
Yeah.
saw, they said that they're gonna tell us like on the first week of June the dates. But
Okay.
then, yeah, but then like I saw other school which is even worse. They're just graduating like in Walmart, like they're having a graduation in Walmart, like just standing in the aisles and then just walking.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
But then it's like no one's fault anyway. So just
Yeah.
kind of do what we
trying to
have
be
to
creative.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about in Waterford, Liliana? What's the plan there?
We got an email yesterday as well, and
Oh.
they didn't call it a drive-through graduation, but we will be in our cars on Waterford Beach.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so we're going to be in our cars, but it sounds like they're going to do the commencement speeches, and the principal and all of the folks that talk at a graduation will speak in front of all the cars. And as they announce each person's name, I guess we're gonna have the chance to stand outside of our cars to turn our tassels over. Yeah.
Oh.
But we're going to have a separate day where they're going to give us a schedule of kids who can go to our school, and we'll be able to walk across the stage, and there'll be a photographer there so that we still get the chance to walk across the platform.
Oh, really?
So
I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm grateful for it, because they could have easily said, let's do a virtual call and we'll graduate that way. So at least we put some thought into it. And for me, I'm happy to be graduating still on time and not having to wait. So
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
Wow.
just received the email from Mr. Waiganik. They say the graduation is going to be on June 12th. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
June 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's for you, Mariame, Darin, and Kamber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be a big day.
Mhm.
And then will you have, it'll be interesting to see if they set up separate times for you to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to know when I can come to the driveway party.
It's so funny.
So I'm curious about your plans and some of your dreams for the future. I know it's been this kind of weird waiting limbo time, but you're all headed off to some fabulous schools.
Mhm.
Kamber, what did you decide to do? What are you looking
So
forward
my plans, my like short-time plans after high school was like to have it. I was actually planning to go to there was a opportunity advisor internship.
to? Uh-huh.
So I was planning to take that opportunity and I applied for it and I had like really high chance actually of getting it. But because of Corona, they shut that program down. And
Oh,
now I have to look for another job. But like my long-term plans is to like to go to college. I'm pursuing a computer science.
computer science.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm just happy because I decided that because first when I was in high school and I started high school, I thought differently. I thought that I'm gonna pursue law
Uh-huh.
school, but after exploring and trying different things, I set my mind that no, I want to do computer and go to computer science.
That's
Major.
wonderful, Comber. And we just got a Haley sighting. Oh, there
Yes,
she is.
hello.
Welcome, Haley.
Hello. Sorry, I had many technical difficulties.
Oh, well, thank you for not giving up. We're so glad you're
Yeah,
here.
of course.
Um,
Happy to be here.
so, Haley, we were just, Comber was just sharing where he's going to college, and we're just talking a little bit about plans and dreams at this point.
Yeah.
So, we look forward to hearing what you want to share in a minute. So what about you, Darin?
Actually, when we first moved here, my freshman year at summer, I started working at daycares with the little children, and I had like a really good feeling that I'm gonna do something with that because I like children. So I decided, and I like nursing too. So I decided I might like go to pediatric nurse, study that program.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. That's a wonderful road.
Yeah.
I can see how you would be really gifted at that. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And you're gonna Three Rivers, right? So
Universe. Uh-huh.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. And so Liliana, UConn, maybe a little dance.
Possibly, yeah. So for the longest time, I thought I wanted to study genetics, since I know such little about my own ancestral past, so I was really drawn to genetics. Turns out genetics is not a really common major. Plus, I took psychology this year, and I've come to really love psychology and attachment theory since I'm so, I don't know, it's related to my family and I find it really interesting.
Yeah.
It's actually what I'm writing my paper on. And so my current major is cognitive science, but it may become something more of like neuroscience. And then after college, I hope to go to graduate school and get a graduate degree and maybe do something in the psychology field.
Many possibilities.
Yeah.
many possibilities, but it's kind of fun to have a passion that opens up, that you can pursue. Haley or Mariame, do you want to weigh in here?
Yeah, I'll go. So I'm going to the University of Vermont in the fall. Super excited. I like stepped on campus and I got that feeling. I was like, this is it.
This is
And
it.
so like that made everything super easy. I had like a couple of reach schools, but I was pretty much like, this is what I want. And they ended up giving me the most financial aid. So thank God.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And so I'm going up there to get a business administration degree with a concentration in marketing. And they do this, like how they run the program is everyone gets a business administration degree, and then you choose a concentration and a theme. So I'm going to do a marketing concentration and a sustainability theme, because the University of Vermont is like very much known for its like agricultural majors, obviously, and like its sustainability programs. So I thought it would be like a great opportunity in like a couple years when I get out of school and when I'm going to be looking for jobs. Obviously, our world is still not going to be in the best situation, so I figured it would be like a good thing to get the tools to be able to help that and fix moving our world forward kind of way. Oh, and I'm rowing. I'm still rowing.
Oh, you're still going to row
Oh.
to keep in shape up there.
Yep. And ski.
Yeah. When the waters aren't frozen, you can row, and when they're frozen, you can ski. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's so exciting. And Haley, before I forget, I introduced everybody else. Haley Stevens is also graduating from Old Lyme High School, and one of our church friends graduating. So we're really glad you're here with us today, Haley. Thanks for
having me.
Thanks for trying to be here. And Mariame, you're also at UConn, right?
Yeah, I'm also going to UConn, the Avery Point campus. I really love it. It's give me like I haven't visited yet because I haven't had a chance, and I was planning on visiting it before everything started. But like, based on what I've seen, I think it's just like it's beautiful. It's close to the beach. It has like a castle vibe. It's kind of cute. I was also interested in UConn because like I know they have like a human right program which is new, but like also that's what I was interested in because some of the other school I applied to they didn't really have a program, so the way UConn has, but they had like international study where you can do that and choose to focus on human rights. But like the good thing is in UConn they have like you can major in human rights. So which is like why I chose to go there, and also thank goodness they also gave me like the whole package. So that was like why it made my choice.
Package.
Yeah, it made my choice easier.
That's
yeah,
great.
it made my choice easier. So I'm just can't wait to start. Yeah, and yeah.
Well, that waiting to start leads me to wonder how each of you has kind of dealt with the uncertainty of not knowing what's going to happen from week to week, and what has helped you kind of cope with that. A lot of people have had anxiety and wanting to be able to predict, but we're kind of in this place of unpredictability. And what has helped you, either an experience from the past or something through your family or something through a church experience, anything that helps you kind of navigate this? or has helped you navigate this that you would want to share
Well,
with us?
in the beginning it was kind of hard because it wasn't something new. Because I think for me it was hard, but like as soon as like I started like imagining, like I've gone through worse, and there's also like other people who also are going through worse than I'm going through. So I started like kind of taking it like one day at a time. Because at first when it started, like me and my family, we watched the news like every day and trying to know like what's going on. But then we kind of like decided like it's bigger than us. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just like wake up, do what we have to do in the day, and then sleep and like hope for tomorrow. That's just like what we decided to do, and it's been like that. So it's been like days, and then it's been weeks, and then it's been months, and
Yeah,
we're still going
more
through it,
months.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's wise.
Oh, it's quiet.
I think people are thinking. Anybody else want to jump in?
I'll jump in.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you go.
Okay, so for me, like not knowing what's gonna happen, it's like hard. I mean, it's obviously hard to everyone, not knowing what's gonna happen and stuff. But we
Yeah.
always try to work our best every day and hope for the best next day. And I was like that since I was back in Syria. Like we didn't know if like, and we were like in a wartime,
Yes.
and we didn't know if like we didn't even know if we were gonna die that day. Like we didn't know anything.
Right.
And like we just like always hope for the best. As long as like family is together and everyone is healthy, like other things just doesn't matter
Doesn't matter.
anymore.
That's huge, Kamber. Knowing what you and your family went through to get here from Syria, and the Kazadis making their way, Mariame, your family from Congo.
Yeah.
It certainly gives you a perspective.
Yeah, it kind of like you just imagine like if you imagine like everything you've gone through, like everything you've gone through in your past, and you feel like I've survived it. You just think this is this is probably the same, or it's maybe even it's even easy than what you've gone through. So it just kind of gives you the hope where like you imagine things were bad in a certain time and now they're good, and then they're bad again, and then tomorrow it's also gonna be good. It's just kind of like it's like a precedent that you live up to. You just hope that things are gonna get better.
Did you want to say anything, Darin?
I mean, they said everything. I mean, yes, it's been hard, but we're handling stuff. We're like stronger than everything, and
Yeah.
we know that.
Yes, yes. Especially having been through what you had already experienced way before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm curious how this if there's anything that you've experienced that's unique to this time that has been, you know, something that has brought you joy that was kind of unexpected.
Well, I experienced something like this, like staying home and not being able to go outside and like do stuff. But it wasn't something joyful. Like it was because of the war, obviously.
Yes.
Me and my family and I like had to stay home and like we can't go outside, and it's because it's too dangerous. But it feels different. It feels different. Like now because I've experienced already staying home because of a war, and now I'm staying home because of like a pandemic, like virus pandemic. Like it, like I'm looking back at these two situations that I've been through, and it's really different. I can say that.
And you've made it through both.
Yep.
Pretty incredible.
Hmm.
How about for you, Liliana?
I guess, I mean, even before all of this started, getting to go over to my grandma's place. She lives in Waterford at Ahepa, and just having the entire family, my mom, my sister, and her, and myself there was special. But now, I guess each time we get the chance to, since it's more fun in between, it just feels more special to be able to be there with her, knowing that she's okay, because with the condition she's in, she's kind of confined to her apartment, can't really socialize with anybody like she used to. So when we're there, I guess it's a way for her to have family, somebody that can provide her with comfort. And
Yeah.
I guess that's nice.
Yeah. That's great. I'm sure it means a lot for her to see you. And how about for you, Haley? I know you've kind of also moved in the midst of this, right?
Yeah, that was great though. That was actually really nice because now, like, we used to live in an apartment, so we were in like really small, cramped, like all of us super quick, we're done. And we wanted to go outside and stuff. So now that we're in the house, we have like a yard and like a bunch of projects to do. So like it was actually really beneficial, I think. Also, I feel like something that I like didn't really notice, like kind of took for granted, like because of the pandemic, my dad can't really work. Like obviously he can't go out on gigs every day.
Right,
So like
right.
it's really nice having him home because like usually he's not. So like it's really
Yeah.
nice home, and like I get to spend the rest of my senior year with him. Yeah, also, I don't know, something nice that like just started happening was I started my senior project today, and that was like, yeah, that was like,
So we want to hear about this.
yeah, well, so my project is I am gonna get up at sunrise and take pictures and do a whole like Corona's happening, but the world is still beautiful kind of thing. But like it was so nice because I am a morning person and I'm like very athletic, and it's hard to be missing my season right now.
Yes.
So like it's just really nice to like get up early and like have something to do, and then like I go on a run or like a workout after. So that's nice. Love doing
Great. Well, I'll look forward to seeing your sunrise.
I'll send you the pictures. Today was really foggy. Like I got one of my friends to come with me, and I literally woke up at 4:30. We get to the spot that I want to take pictures, completely foggy. You can't even see like a mile.
Oh dear.
So, but I mean, still cool.
That is really cool. Now, does each of you have a senior project that you need to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry I brought that up, guys.
No, I can't wait to hear about this now. Anyone else want to share anything about theirs?
My senior project was kind of different before the before Corona started. I can't even say the word. My senior project was about homelessness in America, cause like I was interested in it because I heard a talk about a woman who had a brother was homeless, and based on the story that she told us, so it's like they come from like a nice home family, but because he was dealing with like some personal issue about their family, that kind of led him now to start taking care of himself, and he was in the street. So that's why kind of, because I used to also being prejudiced, I don't know what's about people I saw in the street, homeless people, because I used to think that they did something bad in their like life or incarcerated. That's why they ended up in the street. So my senior project was like just kind of learning about it, and also trying to share what I've learned from other people who also like had the same idea with me. And but then my idea was just going to the homeless shelter, volunteer, and talk to people who are homeless and just learn about their story.
Mhm.
But after all of this started, I couldn't do it, so I decided to make a small cookbook of like the food that I love cooking. I usually love cooking, but like I just do it when I want to do it, not when somebody forced me to do it. So
So
yeah,
your project took a left turn.
yeah, it took a left turn. So I decided to make like a small cookbook of like a recipe, and yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna be making.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
delicious. Sounds delicious.
I just wanted to say I have Phil here in the car, and he was gonna make a movie for his project, but doesn't have actors now. So he thinks that cookbook is a great idea.
Wow,
He
thank
might
you.
get in on that too. Sorry.
Okay, we'll
Thank
put you in touch with Bill later,
I was
Mariam.
like, that's awesome.
Okay, cool. How about Kamber and Darin? Do you have your own?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can already guess what's my senior's project's gonna be. I made an Android app, like a game.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
my plan was to do it with using the language C++, which I already
Okay.
learned about. But
Java.
with this coronavirus and everything, because I had to stay home, so I stepped it up a little bit, and I said I'm gonna learn Java and make it, which I completely learned Java from scratch, and I made the app, and it's now working, and I'm happy with it.
Wow.
Wow. So let me just say, if you need people
I
to
think
play
Java
your
is very
game,
hard.
if you want to run it by some folks, I'm game to learn the app. So
Okay.
let me
It's
know.
not like fully complete yet. If I complete it, like, and everything
Okay.
will be good, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I'm making. Actually, I learned from my mom how to make cheese. So I'm teaching the class
Ooh.
how to make cheese, and then make it the breakfast and dessert with that cheese.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, it taking time, but yeah,
So your project is
cooking.
cooking,
Yeah.
and you're making this special cheese,
Yes.
and then you're going to do a video around that.
Uh-huh.
That's fabulous. Wow. I'm getting hungry now. We got the cookbook and the cheese. And Liliana, how about you?
We don't do senior projects at Waterford.
Oh,
Okay.
lucky.
Okay. Yeah, everyone else thinks you're lucky. So, um, so I wanted to ask one last question. I see that our time is getting close, but one last question. You know, all of you are emerging leaders in our world. And I was wondering, as incredibly gifted young people, what advice you would give a younger underclassmen about what you've learned this year as a senior in terms of preparing for the rest of your life? What advice would you give?
Well, my only advice would be, like, not only it's based on my high school experience, it's also my life experience. I would say to anyone, be patient. Like, patience is like a big key for success, and like I always was patient, and I'm like, I'm not usually that guy who talks a lot. I'm super calm person. Everyone knows me at school and stuff. I'm like patient and calm person, and I just, and
Our
for
world
me
needs
that
more.
worked really well.
That's
For me that worked very well, and I think just like patience is a big key for everyone.
that's a gift, Kamber. Thank you.
And
Thank
staying strong.
Say it
Yeah.
again, Darin.
Staying strong.
Staying strong.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'll say if you want to do something, just do it. Don't wait for like doing it tomorrow and say like I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Cause like there's some stuff that I wish I did during when I was a freshman, and I always wanted to do when I was a freshman. I was like I want to do it on my senior year, and then I couldn't do it this year. So just like even though you want to do something, when you want to do something, just do it. Don't wait for tomorrow.
That's good advice. Love it.
I think you should be equally a listener and a speaker. So what I mean by that is I am a very reserved person. So in class, I'm like that one kid who won't talk in any conversations. So this is very miraculous. I'm talking in this one.
I love it.
And so I'm a really good listener, which I'm grateful for. But when I want to say something, I usually would rather hear somebody else say it, not myself. But then when somebody else does say it, you wish you said it. Or another scenario, when you might want to ask a teacher something, but you might be shy to. That's me all the time. And I always regret it. And I feel like if you do both those things, both listen as well as use your voice more often, like 50-50, you'll just be a happier student overall, and I guess satisfied with yourself. Yeah.
So Mariame is really nodding her head at
That's
everything
me.
you
That's
say.
literally me.
Yeah.
And I've taken the lesson. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great
Yeah.
advice. Is that self-advocacy? Would you call it self-advocacy?
I guess so, yeah. If you're introverted, it's hard because I feel introverts are the ones that are always willing to listen, but not always look after themselves because they're just willing to take everybody else's, I guess, distresses and worries onto themselves. But I think it's just as important to know, even if you are an introvert, it's okay to also raise your own voice. It makes you feel a lot better once you do. Yeah.
I was actually talking with my dad about the same thing where like something happened, and then I was like, and he wanted to talk about it, and I said, no, let's just not talk about it. And then he said, sometimes when something happened, you have to say, because the other person is not gonna know that something happened. So you just have to raise your voice and say it, even if they think that it was bad, you saying it, but you've already said it, and it's better for them to understand that they did it wrong. Because sometimes I usually like just take in and not like advocate for myself, and but then he told me that's you have to learn how to raise your voice. When somebody do something wrong, you tell them in their face. It's better them knowing than being ignorant about it.
True.
Yeah, wise. I also want to say, Liliana, that the gift that you bring wherever you go is the gift of listening also, as you already know that about yourself. And that is something that is a skill to bring into any relationship and conversation, to be able to deeply listen. So I thank you for that. And what about you, Haley?
So all you guys were saying things, and I was trying to think like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? But so I think my final answer. Well, usually if anyone asks me for advice, like an underclassman, the first thing I always say is time management, because teachers throw thousands of things at you, and if you can't organize it and know your own priorities, then what are you gonna do? But another thing that I have really taken to heart since Corona and like the whole online school thing, I always keep myself really busy. So like obviously time management is important for me, but a really important component of that is like leaving time for yourself. Like if you feel like something is too much, then it's too much. Take a break. Like like if you're really feeling terrible, like no grade is worth that. no grade is worth that. So, no,
Amen.
sorry. you
That's
just
true.
really have to know yourself.
Yeah. Well, that is so true. And I was thinking as you were talking about the whole time, it does. It totally makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah. But I was even thinking,
Yeah.
very often the transition sometimes for folks from high school to college can be so abrupt because you're going from much less independence.
So much structure to complete independence.
Right, to complete independence. But you've all had to structure your own learning.
That's true.
And
we learned the hard way.
You learn the hard way, but you're in a way, that's really some wonderful skills that you're bringing for next semester and into your next chapter of your lives. So I realized that I promised you just an hour, and we've gone over a little bit, but this has been such a pleasure for me. First of all, to get to know you a little bit in your own lives, and then see you come together today as you're getting ready to graduate and launch into the next chapter of your lives. So what I want to do is thank you. And say I can't wait to see your graduation photos.
Oh.
And if you're having
Laura.
all right, don't worry. It'll be
It's so
great.
funny. It's not really
something.
At first I was feeling sad about it, so I just decided to take it as a joke. So just laugh about it.
Well, I want to come to a driveway party. Okay, graduation driveway party. But also, I was thinking that in 6 months, next semester, let's do this again.
Okay.
If we coordinate the time, it'd be kind of cool
Okay.
to see what life is like for you then. Whether you're, up at school or you're distance learning, I would love that. So.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, all of you. And Liliana, to you, you've got this chemistry paper to finish today. I hope this distraction will give you fresh eyes to go back and finish it. So thanks again to all of you, and
Thank you.
I miss you and love you all, and look forward to catching up soon. Be safe.
Thank you.
Well. Okay.
Bye.
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 Thanks.
Bye.